Now, the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Shehu Mohammed, has suggested arming operatives to improve enforcement of traffic regulations in Nigeria. Speaking in an interview, he pointed out the challenges faced by small patrol teams in stopping overloaded trucks, including those carrying both cargo and passengers. He questioned how small patrol teams could effectively stop such vehicles, stressing that enforcement becomes nearly impossible without the necessary power of cohesion. Mohammed acknowledged issues of bribery and extortion, but noted that the FRSC is strict in disciplining corrupt officers. To discuss this, we are joined by Public Affairs Analyst Moses Idika. Mr. Moses Idika, thanks for joining us. Tell us, what is your take on the suggestion now by the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps to arming operatives to improve enforcement of traffic regulations?
Yeah, good evening, viewers, and thank you for having me. I think that this is not the first time we are going down this route. Some few years back, the FRSC also came up with this idea that they should be armed like other, paramilitary organizations in the country. But that is begging the question, because road traffic enforcement has since been, taken over by technology. Before now, on our roads, we had
Mr. Idika, are you still there? Can you hear me? Unfortunately, it looks like we've lost contact with Mr. Idika, but then if we can get him on the news, we definitely will. Moving on to anti-corruption fight now, Governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, has urged the National Assembly to establish a special court dedicated to handling corruption cases in Nigeria. Governor Sule made the call at the passing out parade of Detective Superintendent Cadets Course 10 and Detective Inspector Course 7 of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, held at the Nigeria Police Mobile Force Training College, Akwanga, Nasarawa State. In his remarks, Sule noted that corruption trials in the country often drag on for too long, undermining the fight against the menace. According to him, until Nigeria addresses corruption decisively, the country will not be taken seriously on the global stage. All right, seems we have been able to establish contact with Mr. Moses Idika. Mr. Moses Idika, if you can hear me, I asked you earlier your take on the fact that a Corps Marshal is asking that Federal Road Safety Corps officers be armed on the road.
Yes, sorry about the network hitch. What I was saying that it wasn't the first time the FRSC was talking about arming the officials. And I'm saying that road traffic regulation and enforcement should be done in a way that we already have too many armed people in our society. We have civil defense, we have the police. We even have some vigilantes across the state that are armed. And the trainings they get, we see all manner of shootings that happen. So I think that the Federal Road Safety Commission, or CORS rather, should adopt technology to tackle the menace of overloading on our roads. For example, before now, we had weigh bridges on our major highways where trucks and other heavy-duty vehicles were made to go through the weigh bridges to determine if the loads they were carrying were actually, commensurate with the capacity of the vehicles. And if it doesn't comply, then they are made to park and possibly reduce the weight or pay fines. That way, it will be safer, both for the road safety, it will even be more efficient. But in a situation whereby you have armed people trying to forcefully stop trucks on the road, it could lead to very serious accidents. We've seen several of such things on our road. So I do not think that arming them is the way to go. They should rather adopt technology in a way if a vehicle decides not to stop, it doesn't matter if it's overweight or a suspicious vehicle, they could just scan the number plate and, alert people ahead, and you find out that there is no way you can drive 10 kilometers without having a reason to stop on our roads. So that way, they can be arrested and, made to face the law, not to arm them and to add to number of accidental shootings and discharges on our roads.
All right, so tell me, how do you think, arming FRSC officers will affect, public perception of the Corps, as a civilian traffic enforcement agency, as opposed to a paramilitary?
Well, before now, there was a time, because of this arming of the agitation from FRSC, they were merged with the police. That didn't work. But I believe that arming them will further exacerbate security situation on our roads. We already see what is happening with the police, with civil defense and other military agencies. NDLA is armed, immigration is armed, correctional services, they are armed, road safety. Now, before you think of maybe health inspectors, we also want to be armed. So I don't think that is necessary. What the FRSC should do is to adopt technology and then use that to control traffic. Ordinarily, what they have to do is to enforce road safety on our roads. But if you look at the way their men operate on our roads, if you just give someone 200 naira, chances are you go. And most times you see they stop only commercial vehicles, especially those who refuse to part with some money to them. You also see the heavy trucks. When you get to any of our major roads, there are places the trucks stop. They should work more with the truck owners, the haulage agent companies, and the truck drivers unions to also educate them more on the safety issues. It's not just about return on investment on the part of the truck operators, but the safety. How if you overload your vehicles, chances are instead of you using your vehicle for maybe 3-4 years, you use it for 1 year. So there are many ways that can enforce compliance other than carrying arms on our.
Mr. Idika, you've spoken a lot about the use of technology, and I'm just really concerned about the fact that if we're going to go that route, do you think the FRSC is well-funded enough to take advantage of technology, get the right equipment to get things done?
Well, coincidentally, the FRSC is also, in a way, a revenue-generating agency. They're licensed vehicles and they're licensed drivers, and they rake in a lot of money for the federal government of Nigeria, just like FIRS and other revenue-generating agencies. So they can work it around with the authorities in a way that they can deploy some of the funds, some of the revenue they generate into improving their services to the nation. So it must not be, after all, to arm them, to train them for arm handling and the other. It will even be more expensive than adopting technology to control road traffic compliance.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Moses Idika, for having this conversation with us.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.